Hi, I'm Exodia Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is my Kashtira deck profile that I played at my past locals and went undefeated. So just to preface, this is probably a very rough list of mine. It's not my finalized list, but I'll just go through what I played and sort of talk through the changes I would make that I know of now, and some things I think are pretty good in the deck going forward. So let's get into it. So I play triple Fenrir, staple, best card in the deck. Triple Unicorn, also stable, helps you search your spell, helps you gain some advantage by ripping stuff out of the extra deck, great. Triple Ogre, helps you search the trap, helps you see into your opponent's deck, which is quite nifty. I actually like that effect a lot. The thing I've noticed with playing this, to prevent bricking, I probably would play 2 of this, because I only play 1 of the trap. But funnily enough, it came up in a game when they summoned Chaos Hunter against me, and it's an automatic out to Chaos Hunter, which is nice, but I will be definitely cutting this for an instant contact, because I think that card's really good. Played triple Astral Karibo, making a really strong Mind Hacker that's hard to run over, or well, not run over, even get rid of, is great. My thoughts on this card is good. You draw it on its own, it's awful. I'm probably going to cut this to 2, and that's where the other instant contact's going to come in. But yeah, I think the cards are really good at the moment. I think it's a good extender, so I'm not too unhappy with it. Triple Side Beast. I think this card is mandatory at the moment. I think it's a great card. It sort of facilitates your old engine, helps you get to cards. Yeah, and probably just the best normal summon the deck has, and it kind of needs a normal summon, so this is the normal summon that you use. The one-ofs. Play 1 Gen X LA Birdman, and 1 Alyssa Sagam, the True King. This card I really like. This card against this EU tier is pretty much an F2K. I haven't drawn it yet. Banishing all the fusions, because they're all pretty much playing 1 of fusions now, is pretty good. This has some really interesting interactions. If you in fact summon the Kashtira, and for example this gets in perm because it actually isn't a cost, you can bounce this back for next turn, summon this, and you can go into some of the synchros in your extra deck, which I'll show you soon. Also has some other interesting interactions. I don't know how I feel about it. It's cool, but it has bricked a fair bit, so it might get cut, and I might push this to the side deck because it's good in theory, but I don't think I always need it, so there's some theory for that. Of course, we play Triple Shifter. Mandatory. This card is like an FTK, this format. You need to play it. Unfortunately, it's one of those cards you need to play at 3. I really ideally like to play it at 2, but you need to see it, because I don't like playing hand traps with more than 2 because I feel like it bricks. I sort of took an OCG approach to this. If you look at our OCG deck lists from the past, a lot of players actually play 2/2/2 of a lot of their hand traps, because they're either once per turn or drawing one of the same hand trap together in combination can be really bad, even if you can use it. So that's the sort of the thing I've taken with that. But yeah, need to play it. Hand traps I played for this event was double Ash, double Bell, and double Moonlit Chill. My thoughts on this: Bell is really good. I play Ash because you can play it it's good under Shifter. So in this deck, I think you get more value when you activate Shifter and Ash than other decks. I'll also say that Moonlit Chill, I'm thinking about cutting it for Crow. I mean, you shouldn't really need it. I like to diversify my hand traps, because essentially Kashtira is a control deck at the moment, or it always is a control deck. But you need to build consistency and stuff like that, so you want things that are help you stay in the game in the current meta. This did come up, but I kind of realized everything that this did during the game, Crow could have done as well, or Skullmaster. Oh no, Crow could have done as well, pretty much. But it was good, so it's really hard to think. I'll have to play it a bit more and see what I think. But at the moment, it's just the mainstay, and we'll see. I'll try out Crow and stuff like that, but we'll see how that goes. I played 3 of the Kashtira Birth. You kind of have to play 3 of this at the moment because it's the only spell that you can search. Also, now a lot of your plays. Drawing this with Side Beast is combo, and you can summon stuff off it. The Crow effect in this deck is really, really good. Comes up a lot. People don't even actually read the card. Activate a spell and you go, okay, I want to banish target 3 cards, and your opponents go, I banish them face down, and they're like, oh, I didn't read that, and it can just catch people off guard. Fantastic spell, love it. Allows you to normal summon, special summon monsters back. Does everything the deck kind of needs. Now I play for draw power. I play Tripid's 7 stars. I think this card's really good because it helps you clear your board to let you summon your other Kashtiras when you search them, so it helps you set up. Resolve multiple effects, also drawing 2 is good. The banish is cost, which is even better. So even if you get ashed, or well, not a lot of people are playing ash, but if it does get ashed, it's fantastic still because it lets you just remove and keep playing. A lot of people are looking at playing, I think it's Psychic Pulse. I'm not sold on that card. It's a bit of a gimmick. I don't know. It doesn't feel very good. I've tried it. It's just not my thing. Every each to their own, but yeah, just not my thing. Other draw power, pay pot of desires. Everybody is saying that they probably, well, not everyone, a lot of people are saying that Prosperity is pretty good, and I agree, Prosperity is pretty good. I like Desires in this deck, just purely because this deck wants to draw more cards, because you're not quite there with the consistency of getting your stuff. And sometimes drawing stun cards that are going to help get your opponent out and all that kind of stuff is better. And not even just stun cards, drawing more cards is just better, because Prosperity does the thing, but drawing more cards is just better. Because you want to maintain that advantage and just get more deeper into your deck and stuff. So I don't think it's bad. I mean, I've tried Prosperity. I think it's also good. But I'm going to stick with 2 Desires at the moment and see how we go. My other argument is I probably would side this out of the mirror. You should side this out of the mirror because getting half your deck banished is pretty crap. But yeah. For the one-off spell, only playing 1. I'm playing Dimensional Fissure. Great card. Stuns the mana. Activate it first turn. Because sometimes just win you games. Of course, for the traps, playing 3 Imperm. I think 3 Imperm is really good in this format. Helps you out a lot of the traps, setting it, and you can negate monsters and out traps and problems. Of course, the one of Kashtira Preparation, and the 1 macro. This macro has stuck to my hand. I've been very lucky. Multiple times I have flipped this in game 2. The Telements players looked at their hand, had a whole hand of Telements and gone, well, let's go to the next game, because I literally can't, they can't do anything. So yeah, it's actually been a great card. I think, you know, anything that can banish things from the grave, of course, is good. But yeah, it's stuck to my hand. Yeah, I'm going to show you my extra deck next. Keep in mind, my extra deck is not complete all the way that I want it, but I'll talk about after what I would put in and take out. But I was talking about the theory of the choice of the cards I have and I decided to play. Of course, we just play the main Kashtira XYZ Shangri-La. Just a great card, protects itself, allows you to summon stuff from deck, so lets you choose what you get out, which is great. And zone locking is always good. It can make things really awkward. If you're really clever with your placement, it can make it very difficult for your opponent to play. Also played, obviously, 1 Mind Hacker. I think 1 is enough. This card is awesome to make, though. Sometimes I feel like it's better to make it first than Shangri-La, because you get to automatically look at your opponent's deck and see what they're playing, which is great. I always, if I'm playing against Telement, banish the kit. It really slows them down, makes the game playable. But yeah. For my other number targets as well, for the actual Karibo, 1 Big Eye, great card. Take them onto link it away, dodge some effects. Play 1 Master of Blaze, because that's what I had access to. I probably would switch to the other one. I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that allows you pretty much to DD Crow. Then, of course, I play 1 Draco Sack. I actually think this card is very good. In the OCG, they play another card that generates tokens. This can fill a similar role and pop cards. So you'll see that through obviously my link choices and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this is fantastic. It's come up a fair bit. Really awesome. Helps you OTK. Great. So the links, I played 1 Link Spider, 1 Masquerena, 1 Phoenix. Yeah, just I want this to be Security Dragon, but I don't have Security Dragon at the moment. I had a copy and I can't find it, but I felt that was quite good. Phoenix, of course, pop back row comes up every now and again. I think a link that I would like to put in is the new Fright Foe link. I think that's really good because it contributes costs and helps you like clear things and then keep revolving your Kashtira cards. But that's fine. For link 3s, I played 1 Unicorn, 1 Soldier of Chaos. Unicorn, just a great card. Being able to remove things without sending to the grave and shuffling away is fantastic, especially in this format where everything floats. Soldier of Chaos, actually really easy to make in this deck. I love it. It's kind of similar theory to Avramax. It's kind of that thing like set it up, run stuff over, go out me. You can gain a lot of effects by turn if they can't remove it. It's fantastic. Of course, I just played the one access code just because I have the space. I think that card is fantastic. Obviously, it's access code. Everyone knows what access code does. I play for the synchros that I played. You can make these with a hand trap or the Gen X LA Birdman. I play the one Changing. Changing has come up so much. This card is broken and really annoying for tier limit to play around. And it's very easy for you to trigger and all that kind of stuff. The attack gain comes up a lot in this deck because this is where your deck really operates. I've OTK people with this card. Just helps you make pushes. I play the one Ruddy Rose. I actually really like this card. It's come up a fair bit, and there's another guy at my locals who also plays the deck, and we both played this card. It just forces effects. Sometimes forcing effects is enough, because if they've already filled up their graveyard and you resolve this, yes, they can try and activate effects to shuffle back, but that's not really the point. You put resources out of their grave and other cards because they can't shuffle everything back. That allows them to keep fusioning when they mill stuff instead of fusioning from field and stuff. So it actually lowers the amount of resources they have access to because they can no longer recycle the grave. Actually really love it. The protection effect to destroy is actually quite good and allows you to summon Black Robe, which is like an extender actually, because you can obviously make another rank 7 and keep going. Actually a neat card, really like it. But yeah, the couple of things that I've fiddled with this deck, I would say, is I really want to try this build that I saw in the OCG, which is used pre and post the use support. I don't know if I use it post support because the use support is too good. But somebody who actually played, because you only play like 3 real normal summons in this deck, somebody had actually play around with playing a gadget, like Cyberus gadget engine, because when you summon it, you can do the normal linked OVT play, and you can draw, and it can cycle bricks out of your hand. You can make Security Dragon, or you can set up an IP for that, and set up like a spin for next turn. Or the other option is I've considered playing Gamma in the main. Gamma, it feels really good this format. It can negate stuff in grave, but what you can do with it, you can link summon off, cycle cards, and you can actually make this Cyframe link. It allows you to Gamma on your opponent's turn. I've tested a little bit. Sometimes when they shifter and then they try to Herald and then you Gamma them, it feels so good because you quite literally make the Omega and you just rip another card from the hand. And this deck just wants to make all the little advantages it can, just surely like grind out your opponent. So yeah, that's my extra deck choices. There's probably other things other to change. Obviously, there'll be an instant contact target going in here, and that's fine. But I'll quickly run through my side deck. My side deck is quite garbage, to be honest. It's something I just threw together. It's only 14 cards. Sometimes when I'm not sure what to decide, I don't just add an extra card for no reason, because I think it causes me to side badly. So it's just sort of a little bit of self-check. But we played the 2 Cyclone, 1 Duster. I think this is enough in terms of just spell and like instant spell and trap removal. Cyclone is really good. Just removing the Kashtira trap, sorry, not the Kashtira, moving the T-Limit trap is very good. Banishing it so it doesn't trigger. Also find this comes up because we've got a lot of people who are playing like branded Bestials and they get the trap and regained. Being able to remove it from play is really good. Yeah, and Duster is just good against back row decks. You know, you're always going to play against Rogue, especially here in Australia, especially at YCSs too. I think it's sort of mandatory because we pay a lot of jank shit here. But yeah, just that's my reasoning behind it. I only actually own the 1 copy of Evenly Matched. I'm actually getting 2 new copies soon. This will become a 3 of in the extra deck. I'm not sure what I'll cut or change yet, but yeah, that's going to go in. I got an extra slot anyway. So that card is being so good. Every time we draw it, it feels awesome. There's not a whole lot of negation in the format, and it's just a really good form of removal. So really broken this card this format. I think a mandatory 3 of if you've got it. I played Triple Judgment for going first. I think this is good. If you want any card going first, this just stops you from getting blown out by sides evenly and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I've noticed when I'm playing this when I get evenly. In this deck, because the way the deck operates, it doesn't feel too bad to get evenly anyway. But I mean, if you can stop it and you can stop other powerful cards, I think Judgment's always good if you draw it, of course. Triple Anti-Spell. This really helps, obviously, against other blowout cards. You got Lightning Storm and stuff, and things like that. Also against Runic, it really helps, because we've got a few Runic players at my locals. Flicking this can just win, and some decks just play large amount of spells. This card is always good for multiple reasons. But yeah, that's my real reasoning behind that. Triple Gather. I cited this in every game too. It came up every game too. This card was insane. People go, I don't like paying bricks and stuff. You know what? It's worth it. Resolving this card with Shifter, resolving this card on your opponent's turn, hitting stuff in grave. It does everything that you need it to. But yeah, I will not be cutting this anytime soon. As I said, I'm considering moving to the main. Yeah, but as you can see, there's nothing overly crazy about my list. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a long time, and I've always sort of played control decks. So I always think about taking it. Things that I would probably add in that I noticed through playing. I could cut the double Mourner, and the other thing that I could put in, I thought about putting Rivalries in. I think Rivalry is ridiculous this format. You are playing a slower deck, just trying to grind advantage. I think that card's great. You can easily make extra deck stuff that stay in that psychic sort of realm. The only other thing I considered, which I think would be a little bit spicy, and it came up and I'm like, oh, this is really good here, but it's a bit of a touch wood thing, but it's one of the best traps going second. I think Strike could be quite good in this deck. The reason I say that is because the thing I've learned with control decks is you're trying to resolve your effects, and the best thing you can do at a time, like if you attack with Fenrir or they try and chain something, is Strike ends chains. That's the main thing. Strike will end chains, Judgment will end chains, sorry. And Judgment comes up, and I've found that people resolve stuff, oh, whatever, change this, and you can end chains, and it allows you to resolve your effects healthily. So your opponent has no choice to respond, and your effects just go through. That's this little food thought that I thought about. I'm not sure I'm going to go with this yet. I'm definitely going to keep playing this deck. I find it's incredibly fun. I've yabbered on a bit much now, but I hope you really enjoyed this deck profile and you enjoyed my thoughts on it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put it down in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe, and obviously message me if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer it. But yeah, I'll show you my updated list when I play my next locals, because it's going to change a bit, and we'll see where we go from there. You have a great day. Bye.